Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 11 of Yokeley, our vanilla, no mods, Cities 2 build. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We had a live stream over the weekend where we reworked this area next to the station, adding in the barracks building with lots of little service detailing, plus some apartment blocks around here as well, whilst also reworking the main through highway into highway roads, which are much more configurable for developing super nodes along the stretch of road, which has really improved the visual around here. I really love the drive into the downtown. However, in today's episode, the simulation and the economy is beginning to suffer. Companies across the city are beginning to complain of high import costs, and there's a few ways we can reduce this. We can reduce taxes, improve traffic routes, or increase local resource production. We're going to increase local production, but we're also going to increase local import today as well, because we have quite the project on our hands to develop the port adjacent to the downtown at the foot of this mega bridge that we added in recent episodes. So very exciting, we've already got some infrastructure over here. So let's open up the tile and we'll grab ourselves the water, which is 10,000 a month. For some reason, we have to pay that, it's fine though. It's not getting to tile upkeep. And then we also want to unlock our water node as well. I'll grab that. Super. And then we will come into our water. Now, I envision one day we will probably change this out for a bridges and ports port, but that's delayed. It was going to go here before the delay, unfortunately, but we'll have to make do with this now. Because the city does need the imports, clearly. So I think in terms of the angle here, I want it kind of almost like a, I guess, a 35-degree angle out into the water. Something like that. We're going to get some nice yellow cranes here. I would have preferred red. Can't change that, can we? No, don't think we can. But either way, I mean, that asset alone, right? That's such an impact, isn't it? How welcome is the visual of container cranes behind the downtown, especially alongside the bridge there, right? Very nice indeed. Pretty sure this also has an upgrade as well, doesn't it? For more cranes. How much more is that? It's only 20 grand a month. What's it doing for us? It will increase the speed at which loading and unloading takes place. Well, that can only be a good thing, and 20 grand a month is pretty cheap. So we'll go for that. The warehouse, we will use these, but we'll put our roads down first, and then the rail connection. You know what? We could actually adapt that in. It's not super expensive, is it? Yeah, it's only 20,000. Okay, well that's perfect. That is pointing already directly to an outside rail connection, so match made in heaven there, right? So we'll actually have trains and ships today. I actually wasn't planning on trains. Oh, come on. CS2. Really? Anarchy will stop me. There we go. There we go. There was a sweet spot. There was a sweet spot. So this road here, I really do like. I want to keep it, I think, the single lane couplet. I think it's going to be quite a unique visual for the port. But I want to do what we've just done in the downtown on the live stream, if I dare take you back to the highway here. I essentially want to configure it like this, but just with one lane either side. And now this should be a lot of fun because we can configure these super nodes and add some little turning lanes in. I think it's just a way to make what is going to be quite a high traffic road a little bit more interesting. So we'll delete it up to a point, only where we want our super nodes to start from really. And I'll walk through this process because I know people always ask how to develop the super nodes, so I'll do it on camera for you. So we just want to come down onto our roads here. Don't really need any major snap-ins, I just want to come. Again, we're going to go straight up here. We do have quite the slope, don't we? I'm not sure. I'll think about this road after the fact, I think. So we'll have that there. That one comes down as well. So once we have our roads established where this is going to flow as super nodes, we will grab our singular network here. And let's drag this where we want our super nodes to lie. So we'll have it a little bit of distance just off the factory there, so we have room. And that's same again. 180 degrees. Everyone's nice and happy and in the middle. Wonderful. And now we can grab our little corporate system again. We use the parallel road tool for this. What distance was it? Is that a meter apart? Is it maybe even half, I think? I think it was, wasn't it? And then we just want to curve into this node now. Okay. And then we can delete this one here. And then you'll see now as that node becomes much wider, and then 90 degrees, everyone's nice and happy. And now we begin to form our couplet around these nodes. So when we do come to a crossing here, for example, let's come off the parallel tool. And we can add a little 2-lane number just in at the end here. So it gives us the turning lane cross into that junction, right? You could also do the same here as well. But I guess you want to be careful with the snap-ins as to which way you want to go. I'd probably throw it on the outside, as you can kind of do it left, middle, or right. I'll probably throw that out on the right. That way they get this turning lane here. That comes into there. And then that just continues to develop the node, almost kind of intersection marking tooling it, right? Which I think is a lot more interesting than just this, with no mods to improve the road networks for us in this series. Okay, so that is the super node setup, and we'll continue to run this around here as well. But again, whilst we set up the nodes first, that will become super nodes, we want to use a single network. You can come this way. Let's turn back now to addressing the port. So one-way traffic flows are always the best things for these. We'll go with 3-lane. And I want to snap to the side of the building here. We're going to run this all the way up. We'll take it there. We're 0% gradient. Everyone's nice and smooth. And then we'll feed this off at multiple instances. I now want the warehouses to feature. So we can grab one of them. I want one here. Right as part of the port. I might be tempted, although I've not got much room, have I? Not with the train bridge there, it's already right against the pillar. What's the radius for warehouses? Can we get one over here? There possibly is room for some cheeky finagles, but unfortunately, I wish they'd make these radiuses a bit wider, maybe. I think that would be quite a good improvement for vanilla, wouldn't it? And by the way, if you do place this with Anarchy, just in case you're wondering, outside of the radius, it won't work. Yeah, they don't get picked up if they're not in that radius. Anarchy will let you place them outside, of course, but yeah, just be careful if you are going to do that. Cool, and then this corporate system, I think I'm happy for it just to end into what's already here. Something like that. We've already got some nicely formed grid around here where we can get a lot of industrial zoning, which will give us local production today. But until that point, I think I'm happy. So let's also add those port entrance roads in now as well. We'll stick with the one-way systems. And hopefully we can just get under here. We might have to just rejig some pillars. We'll give priority to the ground networks first. This can come down, and then we'll just hook in from there. This can become two-way road. And I might even send this down on to become a key road, actually, if we dare. Wouldn't mind partnering some of them up with the port today, see what sort of visual we get. Can we come straight under here? Will the bridge play a game? The bridge will not play a game. Of course. Of course. Okay, it's fine. If the keys don't want to play fair, then I think what we will do instead is just use a little rock breakwater during our detone time lapse. The normal roads will get under, but the other ones won't. Also wouldn't mind a little flowery roundabout here as well. Perhaps a bit of a lookout point, you know, to sit beneath the bridge infrastructure if you like. And also gain access down to the downtown pathways again here too. We'll have this crossing actually hooked in now, so it should get a little bit of use at least. Fantastic. To complete the one-way loop out the edge of the port, we'll come back to our one-way roads. And again, remembering those lessons we picked up at the start of the series, okay? Yeah, sticking nice and even to give us lots of zonable friendly grid. And then this looks as though it's just going to very kindly glue back into place about here, isn't it? Let's bring that one out first. Again, we'll probably have to remove a bit of bridge. Prioritize the ground networks. And you will go in at 180 degrees. Hopefully very happily indeed. And that will give us a complete loop for traffic to flow around here. Okay. We could even continue to push the traffic in a direction where it won't conflict with itself, because this is going to be quite a busy entrance here. So we could force them around so they're not tacking each other here, right? They'll peel off left while the traffic exiting comes around and then peels back out. Although they're probably going to go down there, aren't they? They'll go down to that supernode. So I think I'm happy with that. And to help with that, I'm also going to force that one way as well. We'll keep this block in a one-way loop, so the entrance and exit traffics are not conflicting. I guess we might as well keep this 3-lane actually, hadn't we? Yeah, there we go, and it can split there. That's better from lane math perspective, I think, isn't it? As is that one there. And let's get the supernode brought over now. I've just connected in the seafront road here. There's another possible access and quick escape. We will zone this, I think. This little front bit here, we are on a height differentiation though. But I wouldn't be averse to, I think, some waterfront office. I'm going to go for southwest. It's generally my favourite zoning. Although I am not sure how I'm feeling about 4 lanes here. I think it might be a little bit overkill for what's actually going to be there. But I think we can maybe reduce just how beefy the road looks, I think, with some trees. Yeah, and then let's maybe do some grass line in here too. I think that just helps calm down the 4 lanes, doesn't it? Just doesn't look as intimidating with trees and grass there, does it? Removing the parking spaces. More of a CS1 small 4-lane road in that case then, isn't it, I think? Very nice. I really love this waterfront though. This whole bit around the river is really developing, isn't it? Just with views to apartments and hotels here from last episode. Thank you for the support on that episode, by the way. That's one of the most liked to viewed ratio videos we've ever had on the channel. Yokeley's Downtown. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Oh god, let me not. Also forget the bridge. Commuters furious as local mayor closes recently opened bridge. But already, this is looking wonderful, isn't it? Really, really nice. We're getting some trucks moving around now. Using multiple different entrances of the port as well, I might add. With that in mind, I think I'll add another exit off of the one-way loop as well to save them driving all the way around. We'll come out with 2 lanes this time. And you will come down into here. You're not aligned for some reason. You probably should be though. I've broken that. Oh no, because you're touching this grid now, aren't you? That's probably why we're broken. Or I probably snapped to a side of building there. Probably didn't I think. It doesn't matter, it's fine. We probably won't have tons of zoning around here anyway. Speaking of zoning, let's get more production, and we really don't have a lot of industrial zoning in the city at all. I'm happy for lots of this to kind of decorate almost the underneath with the rail. And I imagine we'll have a lot of fun with concrete surface in today's episode. Let's avoid these little rail pillars where we can. We'll bring them down, connect them in multiple different instances. Wouldn't mind some cul-de-sacs in our industrial estate as well. It'd be quite a lot of fun having some businesses grow around these. Then trying to align really my zoning so it's friendly toward getting underneath all these bridges with zoning. So this today is where we'll have a lot of fun, I think. One of the biggest improvements the vanilla games experience is being able to place networks, buildings under networks. This would be collision in CS1, leaving your underbridges very exposed. I'd love to also do something with the underneath of the master bridge here as well. Maybe some parking underneath it. I think it might be quite a cool aesthetic for it, I think. We'll see. But this is also a good chance for us to address other lacking services, which there are many. Power we addressed last episode, so that's no problem. We're also exporting a fair bit of that now as well. But water and sewage are in dire need of some help, I think. So water availability is very low, and we're importing an enormous amount of it. So in terms of our water pumps, we could go ahead and grab how much money we were making at the minute. Should be quite a lot of new taxpayers after last episode. Yeah, I think we might grab a water node in our development tree in this case then. Let's grab a water treatment plant. No, that's not that's a different node, is it? Oh, there we go. If that's 8 for that one, is it? That is quite pricey. It's fine though. This should future-proof us for a while. So we want this coastal mounted, do we? I mean, will you fit in next to the port? Can I make you look like port infrastructure? I think I can. And I think with a touch of the old magic services, everyone. If we dare bring this out, probably a touch of terraforming required there. But we can make do with that. Add some more nodes in around here too. And then really blend them together, I think, right? That kind of tiled texture as well actually works very nicely with the tanks here, doesn't it? Yeah, I think we'll actually take this all the way up. Touch of terraform in there as well, just to tidy up any little slopes into the water, and with the lack of fencing, some rocks, or even maybe if it'll fit, it might not because they're famously finicky. How about one of these little key pathways, just as close as I can get it to fill in the edge there. Maybe a slight redraw needed as well. I think some happy repurposing of keys will Help us feel a little more less self-conscious about our slopey corner here. And that's the bastard bet I can do with the vanilla tools. Oh, like it. I guess we'd also run it around the whole edge of the building, couldn't we? I'll probably do that, I think. That should give us water for days, though. Water for days. Yes, indeed. We're also exporting a ton of it as well now. Fantastic. That's that immediately taken care of. How are we doing for garbage processing? Just into the orange, so the perfect chance for another recycling centre. Remember that when this was totally unaffordable for us, this recycling centre. Back in the days of good old landfill. So this in itself is a chunks, isn't it? I want this to have good access onto the highway here, though. Because these are going to be going all over the city, so the better access these have got to the interchange here, the better. Although we do want to save room for upgrades, so I'm wondering if we actually put this one over here. And then we can really blend in these power lines that are leaving the port as well. In with this recycling centre. So we'll create a new layer here. I won't leave it that harsh, but it's what I need for right now. Just to make sure I can get my recycling centre in. Again, we do have further road connectivity down here, so we can even add another entrance and exit supernode off of the Hawthorne and Eastgate highways. Wonderful. Oh, there goes the road maintenance person. Slowing everyone down. Perfect. I guess is what they're doing in real life, really, isn't it? Cool. So in terms of what's going to happen here, I think we might do another node around here and then have a road coming off this way, connecting in and then going out that way, I think. So something not too dissimilar to this, right? Just so the garbage has an express highway off here into their own little dedicated area. We will grab our recycling centre. We pretty much will never use landfill again now. In terms of orientation, I think we'll go with back lined up against the highway, giving us enough room to soften some shapes out. In terms of orientation, I think we'll go with the waterfront here. And now we can have our road in. We'll just snap the side of building. Won't have a lot of zoning around here. Cool. That gives you access. And then like I mentioned, this one can go off down there now. Probably meeting up with the key road as that hits the waterfront. Joining a single network, which can then join another connection down here, which we'll build in at this hillside here, which I think we actually will build in a roundabout, but we'll leave the roundabout here actually rather than deleting it out to become a super node. Something pretty much like that, and I'll probably even upgrade this stretch here into highway because there's no need for zoning. Just have them come down, and then let's make a touch of asymmetry just at the top of the junction there. Super. So that one must be like a dedicated garbage exit, right? So see how they choose to move. So moving both directions there. I guess it depends where they're going, right? So great access both onto the bridge and then further out if they're going back into that side of the city as well. One day I wouldn't also mind possibly extending this highway system down this side of the river to probably meet up with this road. I can definitely see that being an eventual expansion as we open up this side of Benedict on the hill, which won't be for a while yet. But yeah, fun to see how that road hierarchy will develop in the future. In terms of garbage processing, that only pushes us very briefly back into the green. Yep, you also want your services. We'll do that as well. And then let's give you a few upgrades. So we want really the truck expansion, which is already on the footprint. Garbage processing at higher speeds. I mean, is that really Not really an issue at the minute, is it? No, we're absolutely fine. We don't need that one yet. Then the other one is the storage extension, which will actually fit. Overlapping items. What are you overlapping with there? Power lines, maybe? But that would sit actually very nicely on the waterfront. I kind of really want that to happen now. Is that what it is? Is it the pylons? That's colliding there. It is, yeah. Well, we'll probably redraw them over then in that case. I place you there. How do we feel? There is an elevation change here, so we'll have to be careful. But not bad at all, in all honesty. If I move this right over, I can probably get 2 in here, which will future-proof our garbage expansion. And it gives us that industrial aesthetic across the water, which I very much do want a contrast here of kind of cute waterfront commercial, nice office space. And then you know, processing and industry and smokestacks and how cool do those container cranes look from here? Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that brilliant? Let's get these shipping things set up. We haven't even set those up, have we? Let's do that. So there's already a Chunga Seaway here. We should just have to go. Hello? And people, yeah, we'll just do that. Then cargo shipping tool. We will have this go out to Syracuse. We will rename that in a second. Back, and we'll set up 2 lines. There is only one outside connection. Oh wait, can we only do one? Oh no, I guess I can do another one, can't I? I can. So what we will do is come back to wide seaway and then go off. Oh really? You're gonna make me buy the last 2 tiles? How much are they? It's so expensive. Are we alright for that? Yeah, it's fine. I do want the imports. The money we make from this should counteract it. There we go. So we'll do 2. This one can go to Novaria, of course, a massive port. And this one can head off to Orchid Bay. Fantastic. Oh, here they come. Here's the first wave of container ships already. Pathfinding failed. Are you sure? Maybe it's too sharp an angle, perhaps. Let's see if we can bring a curve in. Yeah, it was the angle. Interesting. There you go. If you're having trouble, that's why. Too sharp an angle for the ship to turn, I think. Cool. So, we're starting to stock up some things here arriving by car, or van, truck even. That's it. Let's watch them arriving. Arriving from Novaria. I love seeing that. I'll never get bored of that feature. Ever. Cool. And there they go. And you are heading back to Novaria as well. Cool. So this should now begin to cure the vast amount of resource and also death we have across the city. Is everyone alright? Are we lacking death care, are we? Yeah, we're just about to fall back in, aren't we? Some more death care options would be very welcome. I feel like we are lacking a little bit. I'm going to put another crematorium down here temporarily, but that will be relocated. So once the dead are picked up, hopefully now, we should see this begin to cure across the city, because they are having both local production from our zoned. And I think that, does the new recycling centre contribute goods as well? To reusable materials, which are then sold further. So yes, it does. So we should. There is a sweet spot, just about, for those power lines. We'll also just change how they cross over the street here as well, shall we? There we go. Cool. So many more goods coming in now. All this space, I just want to zone up with regular industry. We're getting some of it here. Now I'm trying to keep it off of the one-way roads, really, if I can. Probably not going to zone this up. If anything, we'll do some surface work here. Or some parking for port workers. I wouldn't mind checking that out. If we can get in some parking space here, I reckon maybe a long one. Even do some single row parking in here, I think, can't we? So even doubling that up on the back side of it. But yeah, anything to remove green, really, is what I want to do for the detailing for this port. I was also not forget our train connection as well, even more import and export function for the city. This should future-proof for us pretty much till the Bridges and Ports DLC comes out. In Q4, whenever that is. We'll wait and see. We'll use the single terminal track here. Is there much of an elevation change? Yes, there is. A massive one, in fact. So we'll please the train, please, here. Let me appropriately slope for you. 1.9% gradient. That should be okay with the train, please, I think, from the knowledge you've given me over the years. And then a little bit of soothing here, just bring it all back in, and we can blend that back in there too. So that pretty much takes care of all our other dirty services, if you like, or at least utility services for the port. But either way, let's do some detailing. More office along the waterfront and lots more industrial to zone up in and around the major power plant here, and some fun with surfaces and rocks and industrial props scattered in between. But otherwise, let's detail up the Port of Benedict, and then we'll be right back. But otherwise, guys, that'll do it for today. Really important expansion today. We've managed to balance the material production chain quite nicely with much more local production. And tons of import facility here now, especially with both trains and ships arriving into the harbour. Around the recycling centre, we have some room to increase storage as and when we need the extra capacity. So we'll certainly be back here to upgrade some further services, but this should future-proof the city for a long time. There's tons of power and water here. As a little note, the footpath keys are incredibly difficult to use. I'm actually going to send some feedback to Colossal Order on those. They're just, they're so finicky in vanilla. They're up and down and all over the place, and it's just actually kind of puts you off using them. So I think they need a bit of improvement, so hopefully we'll get that in a future update at some point. Lots of fun little details tucked into this port, and it's a really nice industrial skyline for Benedict as well, the port. Hope you have enjoyed it, and it sits so nicely with the bridge infrastructure flowing under and over and around it. Really fun build. A massive shout out to the YouTube members and patrons that support these videos with a roll call to our golden patron eggs: Bad Wolf, Blythe, Casino, Louis Adlam, Michael W, Phoenix MD, Spartan Angel, and Wesley Kip. Thank you so much indeed for all of your incredible support over the years, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you're interested, Instant Gaming and Patreon, best way to support the channel if you so wish. Otherwise, enjoy today's cinematics and I'll shut up and leave it there. Let's thank you all so much for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.